All right, so I guess they already did the draft. Then they just didn't use the top draft thing. Okay. As far as I know. I mean, the players are getting ready. So okay, here we go. 9 out of 10 players ready. TireFirePyre is a team I've actually been able to follow this entire season. My relationship with this team started in a most interesting of manners. Hey Keith, how's it going, man? That was a good game that we played earlier, by the way. The big roost, got it. Okay. So I casted them the first week. They were a new team to me. Some of them were coming over from League of Legends, or maybe all of them. I don't know exactly for sure, but their Sylvanas play on Infernal Shrines was triggering me, is the way I would put it, and I couldn't help comment. And then afterwards, I felt a little bad because it was like, I don't like to be too critical of people, you know. Share leagues for fun. Players commit their time. They just want to show up, play the game. Who am I? You know. But they didn't take it personally. Oh, you're welcome, Nico. Thanks. That puts a smile on my face. I'm glad you guys appreciate the effort. It means a lot. It really does. It means a lot. On the left side, we have the Regen Globetrotters. I like that name. Carl's playing ETC. Voorhees. It's going to be hard not to call him Jason, playing Falstad. Gamer Noob on Zul. Flux is playing Lunar. Ketyar is on Brightwing. BDAT is on Johanna. 4 TireFirePyre on the right. Frosty Knee playing Vala. I8 Gods on Uther. Raylu is on Ariel. And the Big Rooster looking for that fresh meat on Butcher. I'm excited for that. I've been really curious to see the community's response to Butcher after his rework. I think he is highly underrated. He's able to hit the 125 stacks of meat. He's gonna start hitting like a real boy. You'll see. You'll see. Be Big Rooster playing Butcher the way I would play. You gotta just hang out. Once Gamer Noob steps forward enough, these steps even up. Here he goes. Doesn't go for the charge. Condemn. Root goes down. Gamer Noob's actually holding his own. Trying to aid a couple of tower shots, eating the minion damage. So job well done on Gamer Noob's part. Ketyar and Voorhees squaring off against I8 God and Frosty Knee, who said, no, I'm just going to rotate towards mid. Wisp going around, spotting the action. Raylu, getting chunked down quite a bit here in the mid lane. Going to force a response from TireFirePyre. Frosty Knee in position for the flank. That Wisp is getting value. They do not feel like getting ganked. Frosty Knee is like, oh, alright. That's not going to work, huh? And they were like, nope. A lot of damage going out on Frosty. He uses the vault. I8 God wrapping around the long way. That might have ended up costing Frosty Knee their face, but he's able to get back. They're patching up Vala back in the mid lane. Raylu just trying to hold their own against Lunar and ETC. Butcher's rotating around, really committed to getting these stacks, and he needs to. That's how you start to snowball the mid-late game on Butcher. And looking at this composition, TireFirePyre has completely invested in the idea of Butcher. Uther and Ariel, that's going to buy Butcher all the time in the world. Crystal Aegis, Divine Shield, he's going to be a thing. And I'm wondering how the members of Regen Globetrotters are going to respond to that. First tribute is here. Neither team's gone for a camp. Action already. I hate God. Uther's out front. The rotation is not yet here. Johanna's invite to the party came a little late. I'm here now, guys. It's cool. Knem goes in. Unstoppable. The charge. Butcher getting value potentially. Forcing back Flux. I hate God. The Uther tank is real. The Uther tank is real. As dicey as that started out for Team TireFirePyre, they come away with the first tribute of the game, paving their way to the first curse. If they're able to get the next two, not too bad. Hey, Don, how's it going, by the way? Hey. In the mid lane, the Big Rooster and Raylu pushing up mid. Can I get a look at his, So he's at 36 stacks. All right. I just want to follow that young man's progress. But some passive value, well, not exactly passive value, had at Azul. Gamer Noob was down here, left to his own devices for most of that progression, and he helped himself to that bottom fort wall at least. BVAT squaring off against Zul, clearing out these minions. Jailers is the pickup, so no mana sustained for Zul here. Looking at the rest of the towns while these guys kind of soak the lanes, play it by the numbers. Photosynthesis, shade, no backlash, rolling like a stone. Q build for ETC. Next tribute's going to be in the top left corner, so the next one is guaranteed to be in the bottom half of the map. Boomerang, level 7 is here for both teams. It's going to be an interesting scrap, but it might be over before it starts if I guy gets picked off. He's able to get back, hits the well, he'll be fine. Double support gives him a ton of sustain. Butcher jumps in a mite early, gets focused by a lot of blue, but look at that value out of Uther and Ariel. If you can't take down Butcher in that manner, you're definitely going to struggle. Voorhees, Carl already poked down. That swung back in TireFirePyre's direction quick. Voorhees hits the well, he jumps in, back off the top rope. BVAT burns the Iron Skin. Gamer Noob with the stun. D-Big Rooster hit the well, they're back. Charges in. Can he close out Lunara? That's Lunar. Venison on the menu. Cat Yard trying to back. Wait, excuse me. All right. I get it. You can have the tribute. It's cool. It's cool. False stack Q. The Hammerang not able to reach in there. Try the poke. But there's some implications and things to take away from that team fight. The Big Rooster caught forward at the beginning. A lot of focus fire went out on him, but Uther and Ariel had enough support and sustain to keep him up. And then once those abilities, those cooldowns were burnt, without anything to show for in terms of takedowns, the auto attack style of TireFirePyre's composition starts to win the day. Soul uses shade, Root goes down, Raylu steps forward for the nice detainment strike, the charge follow up, Gamer Noob on the ropes, so to speak. Voorhees is in position. Both teams are level 8. Heroics will not be here for this team fight. Bottom right corner of the map. This would be the curse for TireFirePyre. This is a big moment for them. The Wisp is going to spot out BVAT. He smacks it. Hey, man, that Wisp didn't do anything to you. Carl's starting to back up. Brightwing teleports in. Hey, guys, Polymorph goes in on Johanna. Not able to close out the kill there. The Root goes in on Butcher. Gets the cleanse. Not bad. And you're going to see the stun go on Gamer Noob. But that burst damage. Butcher on the charge. Continuing to follow Gamer Noob. Gets the Polymorph again. Curse is picked up. Off on the side. The stun from Uther blows Brightwing up. Locks them in long enough. Advantage. Slanting over to TireFirePyre. Carl power slides out. He feels like he's going to be able to do it. Finds out not so much. ETC gets cooked. Fresh meat stacks for real. Bottom fort, the focus of TireFirePyre. Forcing back Gamer Noob and Voorhees. BVAT getting patched up. D-Big Rooster not too healthy themselves. But with Uther and Ariel nearby, he feels pretty confident. And with good reason. Voorhees trying to do what he can to poke, but with the Heroics here and Lunar in the mid lane, they can pretty much just Bible thump and watch their bottom fort fall. Winions take down the fort in the top lane. Falstaff flies up to clear out, at least get the soak from that. Flux the target, dives in deep, but the face melt nicely timed by Carl. That would have been Flux 100% if not for that face melt. D-Big Rooster's like, alright. I got my eye on you next time, though. Next time, though. In that top right corner, they want the boss. The rotation is not there for either an engagement or the counter boss pickup from Regen Globetrotters. So this could potentially be a snowball situation. If they're able to get this boss and then rotate down to the boss in the bottom left corner, they will not only have this boss knocking on the door of the top keep, but they could effectively take a team fight and really blow this thing out of the water. The response is there from Regen Globetrotters, committing resources to the top lane. They want to try to knock down this bad boy before it does too much damage. But, like I said, that paves the way for TireFirePyre to rotate down. To be relatively new to Heroes of the Storm, they've definitely gotten a sharp handle on the overall strategy of this map. I feel this is one of the more complex maps to shot call. But 3 takedowns, 0. They got to feel pretty good about where they're at in the game right now. Mosh Pit, Mighty Gus, Skeletal Mages, Ice God leaves the game, Emerald Wind, Blessed Shield, Rain of Vengeance, Crossing E with the Pause, Divine Storm, and Furnace Blast. Phantom Puppy, I don't think you came off as salty. It was a good game. I learned to do a countdown. Oh, I can't type in all because I'm not a referee. Feels bad. Get wrecked. Boss is picked up. The one in the top lane's cleared out. The siege camp continues on. Could get some value if it's left to do what it does best. 13 not too far off. I do not think it'll be here in this immediate fight unless TireFirePyre are able to come away with some kills. But the value off of these 2 towers might make a liar out of me. Pressure for real. Zul catches the root. Forces out the Crystal Ages. Carl on the offensive. Almost was able to get the kill there. Gamer Noob on the ropes, backs away. Mighty Gus securing his disengage, but not much distance to be had and just get shoved against the wall. Bottom keep wall is cleared. All considered, though, that was a nice stand by the members of Regen Globetrotters. Could have been a lot worse. A couple of their members were really low on health. They're now looking at a tier disadvantage. They cannot try to take this tribute, I feel. But what do I know? They might just be rotating up there to do exactly that. 13 to 11. I feel like that's a hopeful decision to make. And you don't have Ariel. Puns. Yeah. See, they're like, oh wait, no, that's not right. We shouldn't do that. So they give up the first tribute. I think that's a smart decision. Push these lanes up, establish pressure. Other parts of the map, just keep these lanes pushed. Burning Rage, Siphoning Arrow, a full arrow build from Vala. Blinding Flash, Brutal Strike, Furnace Blast. So we got a full YOLO charge from Butcher. I like that. I like landing the slaughter. It's cool. But there's just something about landing that cannonball. You pop Furnace Blast and you charge in and hit someone right as it goes off. Feels good, man. And then when you're on the other end of that, feels bad. And going up against a solo support Brightwing who doesn't have the most burst healing in the world, especially with the Emerald Wind pickup, definitely do some work there. But a well-timed Emerald Wind could spoil a lot of those plans, so it could get interesting. Cat Yara's timing with Emerald Wind will be critical to winning these team fights, I feel. Especially with Furnace Blast to consider. Oh, we have a scrap. Furnace Blast gets activated. Cannonball goes in. Burst damage on Falstad. Rain of Vengeance is going to interrupt the mosh pit. But look at that Emerald Wind get value afterwards. Butcher goes down. On the chase, but ETC actually, they turn on him, blow him up. Gamer Noob starting to back away. They still have a damage dealer involved. Frosty is like, hey, put a little bit of respect on my name just because we lose Butcher. Don't feel like I can't do it to you. Because I can. And they were like, oh, alright, ETC, And that's going to be the 5th tribute in a row for TireFirePyre, who are enjoying an experienced lead. But you know, they got a takedown. Regen Globetrotters were able to get a takedown. That definitely should give them some confidence. It's like, hey, if we adjust a few things here and there, we're still in this. We have all of our keeps, no catapults to worry about. Once these death timers start to get longer, if we play it to our composition strengths, a mosh pit, Mighty Gust for displacement, Emerald Wind and negate Butcher. They have a shot. Here we go. Mighty Gust goes in. Bone Prison gets cleansed out. I Hate God out front. Polymorph. He's the target. Casper the Friendly Ghost makes his appearance for the next 8 seconds as the rest of the members of TireFirePyre are on the retreat. Raylu with No Hope does not have much of a response to burst damage if they want to press the issue. How does Regen Globetrotters play this? This is one of the most advantageous positions they've been in so far in the game. And this is where Cursed Hollow starts to get really interesting. In general, I feel like heroes, there's always 12 right answers. But in this situation, both of the balls, well, the top right corner boss is up. I don't think they can really push for that. They cannot afford to let this curse go through. Uther will be back to business, but he'll be jockeying slow from base to get over there. A little bit of poke damage from the Big Rooster. Flux steps forward, throws out a little damage, a little poison for you. Never trust a big button and smile, that girl is poison. I didn't get to say that because we didn't get to see the draft. Cannonball, you're going to see Butcher go in. The barrel roll back actually spoils the surprise, so to speak. The mosh pit follow-up. Butcher gets deleted off the map. Raylu the target. Divine Storm of Crystal Age is keeping him alive. The Hope, full charge. Carl with the sick power slide on a few members, but this double support composition is tough to crack. I Hate God actually leading the charge. He's out in the front line like, guys, we can do this. Go, go, go. But he ends up going down. But that might actually work out for TireFirePyre because he can patch his teammates up a lot faster dead than alive. Cat Yar steps forward brazenly enough, and Frosty like, gotcha. Throws that siphoning arrow. Gets the kill there. That's tough. Losing your support effectively ends this team fight going up against as media a pairing as Johanna and Ariel, but Voorhees may not have gotten the memo. He's still out here trying to poke. He doesn't go down for it, but that was scary. Oh, the bow. The Big Rooster with the sick. Voorhees with the well-timed. He's been really keeping those barrel rolls up for those moments. Every time the Big Rooster charges in, Furnace Blast or not, crawl the target. That charge is going to land. Mighty Gust for the disengage along with Emerald Wind. Perhaps a little counter synergy. They might have only needed to use one or the other there. Voorhees is going to try to hearth back. Be back after these messages. Polymorph goes in, Cat Yar. We got another 25 seconds on this curse, so I think we're looking at least one keep out of this whole progression. Carl power slides in, goes around the corner, but the burst damage is absolutely real. The Rain of Vengeance secures the counter kill, though. 1 for 1 so far. I Hate God, low on health, power slide, not enough to get the kill. The poison, though. Double support continuing to get value. If they chase after, I don't. Let the curse end. Calculated. Full on calculated. And if Carl took a cursory glance around that corner, you and I, we all might be having a different conversation right now. I feel like this double support composition is getting value. I mean, Ariel Uther isn't really the pairing you see too often. Normally it's like Brightwing, Ariel, Brightwing on the other team. But that heavy burst healing single target, along with Ariel's AoE healing, it's been making it really difficult for Regen Globetrotters to handily take these team fights. It's at least giving TireFirePyre enough sustain to get a counter kill, and that's kind of like evening the playing field on the team fights. Boss is the target. All 5 members here. Rotation is here as well. This is going to be a defining moment for this game. I feel. Flux on the ropes, low on health, goes down. You lose one of your main damage dealers. Mosh Pit interrupted. That's a full 2 minutes. Without Mosh Pit, Carl on the retreat, without one of their main damage dealers, their best option is to use the Mighty Gust to isolate BVAT. Gets a cleanse. And they're lucky to have only lost one person there. With Flux getting caught forward on that in that team fight and going down that early, sticking around there was a dicey prospect. That was a very cramped space. Furnace Blast could have ended that game, I feel. But we're really starting to see some of the staying power of Regen Globetrotters. They've only had a handful of moments where they were out front. But even they've withstood 2 curses. They still have all of their keeps. They were down the talent tier for a good portion in this bottom keep fight, and they managed to hang on. But 18 minutes into this game, these bosses are gonna have a lot more to say than they did earlier. They find themselves again in that double boss scenario that isn't the most fun. Curiously enough, though, they have some options. I do not believe that they will be able to burn this boss down in time. But when you have Falstad and Brightwing on your team and you have Emerald Wind, you can steal a boss. But the rotation is just too swift. Gotta go fast. TireFirePyre is able to pick up both bosses again. Tributes in the top right corner of the map, but nobody's worried about that. It's not going to be cursed tribute anywhere. So I think the priority for Regen Globetrotters is to keep these lanes pushed, see where the enemy team's at before they can try to make their stand. Hey man, Mode 8 Sophus, how's it going, guys? I do think that this bottom 4 might be going down when all is said and done. Out of this, that boss is healthy enough. And TireFirePyre, they're not looking to throw the game. They're not looking to throw the game. This is an even talent tier fight. They have a lot more to lose than they gain in this situation. They're like, this bottom keeps going down whether we're here or not. So let's just go back, work our way towards level 20, and then really try to put the screws to Regen Globetrotters. Siege Camp doesn't make it too far across the map before getting cleared out. I hate God with the lane clear Uther. Frosty rotates back. The Big Rooster joining in. Gotta love teamwork. Let's get this Bruiser Camp. Okay, let's do that. Rotation from Regen Globetrotters.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Unfortunately, on the other side of the map, I mean, they have to worry about it. They have to worry about this bottom lane. There's going to be catapults for the rest of the game. So you're down here, you know, you get your broom out, you're sweeping the bottom lane, the tribute shows up in the top left corner. Suddenly, TireFirePyre is only 1 tribute away from getting a curse. Flux is going to get joined by Cat Yar. A 2-man unit's going to struggle against this. Voorhees flies in, but even 3v5 would not necessarily be in their favor, I feel. They understand that. They agree. Cat Yar is sticking their neck out there, and it might get chopped off. If he gets in the charge range, they could at least bait out the Emerald Wind. They need these disengaged tools to come in at the right time. So Cat Yara rotates around the long way, eats some damage for free. Emerald Wind has to get used to keep Brightwing alive. Flashlight not able to get the kill on them. Lunar getting some value here. Look at this AoE poison damage. Never trust a big button to smile. That girl is poison. And that deflated the tires on that push. They were like, whoa, Lunara, easy with that. Another nice stop from Regen Globetrotters allows them to get their Storm tier talents as well. Storm Shield picked up for ETC, not something we always see. Epic Mount gives some more mobility. Bone Spear, they want a little more damage with this amplify damage. Revitalizing Mist. Okay. Galloping Gate. Wisp gets taken out. Raylu at half health. And all the members of Regen Globetrotters are ready to go. This could be a huge change in momentum. They are starting to pass themselves up. Frosty Knee out front. Those are long cooldowns to use just to get ready for this fight. It's going to force out the Crystal Aegis. I hate God. The Mighty Gust afterwards is going to leave Uther out there. He goes down. The Mosh Pit is interrupted yet again, but Cannonball is actually casting a mite early. Raylu low on health. Lunara is getting uppercase value. 21 health. Butcher goes down. But the 2 for nothing. Uther's back to business. ETC and Zul gets sent to the penalty box. This double support composition, man, it's tough. It is a tough nut to crack. They're getting these kills, but it always comes at a cost. They got the kill on Uther. He's back after these messages. He has a short commercial break, and he's like, oh, hey. They get the kill on Butcher, but then they lose 2 heroes in the process, so they're not able to really establish a front. And in this situation, if you're TireFirePyre, you're fine with those even trades. You've got catapults pushing the bot lane. Thanks to this curse, you now have catapults in the top. They're looking to go for the hat trick. Poke damage, Flux shows up. He's been a huge factor in these team fights and these defensive stands. Can he continue to be the hero they need and deserve? Polymorph goes in. Everybody's back up though. 35 seconds before Mosh Pit becomes a thing. Detaining Strike is going to send Zul back a step or two. Iron Skin has to get used. I hate God now the one out front if they decide to chase. I don't know. I understand you got catapults on your core, but I feel like Regen Globetrotters, I feel like they're venturing into YOLO territory. They might have wanted to have Falstaff fly past to try to Mighty Gust to make something happen. But here they go. Voorhees flies in the position. The early Mighty Gust. The early Mighty Gust. Not gonna help them steal that. The mosh pit goes in. He finally gets the mosh pit he's been waiting for all game. He's like, I'm tired of you guys interrupting my mosh pits. Gonna get the kill on Uther, but he might even be back after this. I don't know if that's off a cooldown, but look at the low health bars. One of the members of Regen Globetrotters, Furnace Blast. The big rooster's like just trying to find somebody. Like, hey, can I hook somebody? I got this Furnace Blast. Charges in on ETC. Ariel gets taken down. This is a 2-for-1. This is a fight that Regen Globetrotters could potentially come away with the win. Voorhees on the chase. Can he get Vala? Looks like the aggressive fly getting value. Vaults forward to their demise. BDAT getting chased. Indestructible should get popped out of this. And Brightwing, you might want to be careful. You do not want to die to Johanna out of this. So, all right, now. Wow. Talk about a fight. Backs against the ropes, everything on the line. You lose that team fight, that boss gets picked up. That's effectively the game. Push comes to shove, and you come away with a pretty big win. Can they capitalize on this? Their core is down to 77%. Anytime they come away with a victory, it always comes at a cost, it seems. Katyar and Flux are going to get the party started in this bottom left corner for the boss. 28 seconds before Johanna gets up. 7 seconds before Vala. So if TireFirePyre felt cheeky enough, they would not be doing this at full power. This could become a thing. Carl's pretty low. Flux is eating some damage from this boss as well. The big rooster and I Hate God sniffing out the boss. This would be cheeky. Keep in mind though, Carl is low and he's rooted. He could get burst on and taken out. The Tamer Strike looking to do just that. He is able to power slide away. But the boss leashed? Oh no. The boss leashes. All that damage was for nothing. In effect, that team fight was for nothing that Regen Globetrotters won earlier. That's devastating for their chances to get back into this game. They needed that boss. They needed to continue to snowball deaths. They continued to need it to make things happen. And their efforts, in the end, it doesn't, like Linkin Park. Full on Linkin Park, because this boss is going to get picked up. They haven't even started this one. They are late on this rotation. And even if they get this boss, it may not matter at this point. You get the boss here, neat, right? But you got this bad boy rocking and rolling. 27-minute boss. TireFirePyre might be able to go, you know, grab a Snickers, do their calculus homework, because I think that's going to close this game out. It would be a whale of a stand, to say the least. That was only a short cooldown duration, so Mosh Pit will be back up. I'm wondering if the enemy team is aware of that. That could definitely wow and surprise them, but again, this boss hitting this late in the game, Uther blows up. He should be back before too long, though. Mighty Gus is going to knock the members back, buying it a little bit of time. Shield is down, though. 60%, 50. It is getting chunked. This is game. This is game. This is absolutely game. Absolutely game. GG's. GG's. Well played. At the end of the day, TireFirePyre is able to continue their win streak, keeping that alive. Not bad. That was a fun game. That was a really fun game. Those team fights were hectic. TireFirePyre just I feel like their macro play on this map was just it impressed me. It really did. They were able to, I don't think they dropped a single tribute. They got all of the bosses that were picked up that game. It just seemed like they were able to out-rotate their opponents, which carries a note of irony considering that you're going against Falstad and Brightwing, and you're able to out-rotate. Like, that just speaks to a sophisticated level of play. So I'm excited to see where these guys come out of placements, because they're looking pretty good right now. And they didn't take Sylvanas. they didn't take Sylvanas, so I wasn't triggered. I was able to have a good time with that one. That was a lot of fun. It was just tough. Uther Ariel, you gotta watch out for that. I feel like Ariel is really changing the dynamic of these drafts. Because if you're able to first or second pick Ariel, the enemy team is like, all right, well, we can't give him all the cards, right? We can't give him Brightwing, we can't give him Lunara, we can't give him Cho'Gall. Are we now adding Uther to that? Are we adding Uther in there? Like, we just have to pick 8 people to deny art. Like, that was tough. D-Big Rooster had like no health. He was caught like alone on that tribute fight in the top part of the map. And he was like, I live. I live. I'm here. Still alive. Thanks, Rooster. Thanks, how you got. Glad I got to cast you guys. But yeah, man, the staying power of Ariel Uther. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, man. It just seemed like every time Regen Globetrotters got like a small win, it came at a cost. You get they got a kill, TireFirePyre got a kill. You know, they won that team fight over the boss. They lose 23% of their core. They try to get the boss in their corner. They end up getting chunked down, having to back away, and then the boss leashes. And then TireFirePyre is like, well, anyway, we're just going to go get that boss again? Like, it was tough. Just the macro play and early pressure was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. Yeah, I'm glad I got you. I say I reserve the right to butcher people's names when I cast, because it's hard to figure out how to say everybody's name. But to the extent I can, like if someone tells me how to say their name, then I would be glad to say it correctly. Yeah, these casts are awesome. Go back and watch. Thanks a ton. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a fun game from both teams. Like, I thought it was an evenly matched game. I just feel like the rotations from TireFirePyre early and that Uther Ariel. Like, if TireFirePyre was solo support, I think Regen Globetrotters would have had a much better chance. It was just hard for them to lock in burst damage. Lunara, now, I'm looking at the numbers. I still have the game up. So, looking at the numbers, You can't tell me Flux was not doing, like, look at these numbers. But when you look at the numbers of Uther and Ariel's support, it's just like, I'm hitting six-digit hero damage numbers. And then Raylu's over there curling his evil mustache like, I'm hitting 6-digit support numbers. And I also have another support that's getting 76,000. So, I mean, all this, they withstood all that, and it was still 12 takedowns to 11. They actually had more takedowns. So, I really feel like the Uther Ariel were huge in that. But, got a bunch of follows. Appreciate that. I had turned them off because when I was casting Bloodlust over the weekend. So I'll give some shout outs. Murder RG, Will Begode, Z-Bowl1, Snarly Brown, Team Blaze's own. You're just following now. Rip. Silver, I'm assuming, 11. ADC Drake, Hunter Larius, Marvelous Sir Duck, and I Got 665. Thanks for the follows, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot. Every follow gets me one step closer towards 1,000. I've decided that when I hit 1,000 followers, I will do at least a 12-hour stream. And then I'll see how much further I can go from there. I'll be playing a bunch of games. Do like bad movie night. That'd be fun. So every follow gets us one step closer to that. I'm looking forward to doing that. Dude, Flux scared us. LOL. We needed more burst or a different tank, in my opinion. I would say you needed more burst more than a tank. A different tank. I mean, if anything, I feel like ETC was probably your best bet. When you're going against double support, being able to reliably stun more than one person is huge. Like, if you're able to stall out the Divine Storm in that instance, or Crystal Aegis, and get a kill there, you know, that's good. So considering the only other control tanks are really like Johanna, who was already picked, Muradin, if you go for the piercing bolt, you get 2 stuns, but I don't know. I feel like ETC was probably the best option for you. I don't know what the bans were like, but if Falstad was Li Ming, I think you guys would have been able to crack through both of the 2 support setup. Yeah, I've been able to cast these guys all season long so far. Do a minute per follow. We'll see. Go 24. I don't want to commit to a 24-hour stream. I don't know if I can do that. I will try. I will say it will be a 12 to 24-hour stream. That's the commitment I would make once we hit 1,000 follows. But I don't know, man. I don't want to sit here like a zombie and be like, "Hey guys, I'm 19 hours in, like, call an ambulance. I'm gonna pass out." Like, I don't want to do that. So I would agree with you there, Gamer Noob. Mosh Pit was definitely interrupted quite a bit. Definitely interrupted quite a bit. Tyrael, Thrall, Kerrigan, Jaina. Yep. Okay. Then yeah, I mean, if you could have came away with, I get why you would take Falstad, especially on this map. But as far as those immediate team fights went, I think Li Ming's burst would have, like, at least when you guys put a bunch of damage on Butcher in the top part of the map, that one tribute fight, if Li Ming was there, they would have been gone. Like, Butcher would have been gone for sure. Yeah, but I see what you mean. Sometimes you gotta use sometimes Mosh Pit is better left not used because the enemy team is gonna withhold all their cooldowns. They're like, all right, well, I'm keeping my Rain of Vengeance for when that Mosh Pit goes out, or, you know, if you just continue to have the threat of Mosh Pit, it's like an indirect CC, I feel. Or they end up using the CC because you're not using mosh pit, and then you could mosh pit. So, I don't know. I had my cleanse and stun. Yeah, see, like, yeah. By the way, there's a 30-second delay, so. I was, yeah, I remember the name. I decided to try to put my face in it. Ended up dying a lot. I didn't feel like I had the choice in most situations. Yeah, I mean, Uther Ariel forces you to go for broke. Like, you gotta get all your damage in at the right time to really make that happen. Because there were a number of situations where several members of TireFirePyre was low, and Uther's Q would come off cooldown, or his W, or Ariel would have enough hope, and it was just like, man, it was tough. I did not enjoy playing Butcher that game. Dude, I was excited every time I saw the furnace, but I was like, Cannonball! You got a couple of good ones in there, though. But, I mean, that's a tough composition to deal with, man. I'm looking at the draft link. Because, like, on paper, you guys did go for Divine Storm, but Crystal Aegis and Divine Shield, Butcher's getting his damage in. Like, he's doing it. And the question comes, are we going to be able to hold out long enough for all this mitigation, or we can really turn things around? And the answer in that game was like, Globetrotters get a kill, but then one of their, like, Zul would die or fall, like, because there was so much sustain that there was this guaranteed damage to land, and solo Brightwing can struggle with that. So, but overall, great game, great couple of games. Those are the only two I had slated to cast this evening. I had a lot of fun. Thanks again for the opportunity to cast you guys. It was a lot of fun. Regen Globetrotters, hope to see you guys again soon. TireFirePyre. I feel like we're all becoming friends at this point. Like, let me know when you guys play next week. And yeah, 1,000 follows, 12 to 24 hour stream. My chair league team will finally get started next season, or next week. The 85 DeLoreans, be on the lookout for them. I don't know, it's for fun though. So, I haven't decided if we don't get a caster for our games, then I'll like stream us playing. Because it's interesting to me to hear like comms and stuff, so maybe other people would enjoy that. People hear me cast so much, so it's like, if you hear me like try to coordinate play, you might, I don't know. I think I'm pretty okay at the game. Thanks, Gamer Noob. Keep me in mind, man. But that's gonna call it for me. Again, thanks for all the follows. I really appreciate it. Thanks again to the teams for coming out. I don't have anything to catch if you guys aren't playing, so I really appreciate that. So yeah, appreciate it a lot. Again, my name's Lauren. I'm on Twitter at _Lauren. You can follow me there when I like announce streaming. Like when I say I'm gonna stream, like I'll send a tweet out and stuff as well. So follow me there if you were so inclined. But until then, catch you guys around.